Greetings, geeks. We are back with a little special video here because we have an announcement. We want to make you aware of some awesome things that are happening in the world of wizards and the world of comic books. Because with us is Mike Schwartz, who is not just the co host of Wizards, the podcast Guide to Comics, he is a comic book creator. And his comic, ooh, it is about to be in your hands. Tell us all about it, Mike.
Well, the comic is armored. For those of you who have been sleeping through the episodes, I think I've brought it up numerous times. I started this comic adventure back in 2022, I think. And now it's finally seeing its release to comic shops on May 15th, which is tomorrow. I don't know when we're planning on releasing this, but May 15th, Wednesday. If your shop orders from Diamond, it'll be in stores on this Wednesday. If your shop orders from Lunar, it'll be May 29th. A bit of a rolling release, Adam. Unexpected, unplanned, but we're just rolling with it. Uh, but the other big thing is we kickstarted this comic to begin with. The first two issues were kickstarted. We're going to be kickstarting the next three issues, which comprises the first story of Armored. So it's a 5-issue story. Issues 1 and 2 kickstarted and coming to comic shops. Issue 2 comes out June 26th, somewhere at the end of June. But a lot of the backers have started to get their comics.
Oh, I got my copy. I ordered the Jay Lee cover here. And, for the comic book shops, your local shop had to order 5 issues to get the Jay Lee cover variant, right?
Yes, but that was a foil variant. So what's interesting
Oh.
about your book, Adam, is that it's the regular edition. So there isn't it's a bit different than the foil one, right? And there's no barcode on that
Yeah.
one. Um, so the Kickstarter, I will have some Kickstarter copies available down the line. I know Clover may have some copies still available down the line if you like to collect all the covers and all the different variations. But this is the main cover. So this is what comic shops will have. What I'm holding in my hand, though, is actually the Kickstarter edition of the main cover. So the big difference, Adam, in the first issue, at the back, you'll see this checklist for Kickstarter backers. So you can find out which editions you missed or which ones were signed. Um, in the direct edition, it actually has Jay Lee's art process for his cover. So these are actually very different. Even though a lot of people who backed the comic got this cover, it's going to be different than the direct version, and it has no barcode. So there is a difference for those that are like really into collecting every variation. Adam, I know you're one.
Oh, yes. Nitty gritty
Yeah,
details.
yeah. And then Adam, you have this one. Uh, so this is another one that was available through Kickstarter only. On our next Kickstarter, we may have some copies available. This is by Matt Tarian. He does a whole portrait series of covers. So 5 covers by Matt of different characters. And the first one is the Knight's Helmet. Then we have a Scott Collins cover. He was, besides Nick was the first cover artist on Armored to come on board and really support the comic. The second person I reached out to was Scott, and it was because of his work on The Flash with Jeff Johns. I absolutely had to get him on board, and he liked the comic enough to do a cover for me. So this is the Scott Collins cover. Again, Kickstarter exclusive, only available through Kickstarters or me or Clover in the future. So this is the one you were talking about, Adam.
Yeah.
So for every 5 copies of the main cover, shops were given a free copy of this that they'll sell at any price. So good luck. I don't know. I've seen some sell for $15. I have a friend that says they ordered theirs for $9. You might get lucky. The Kickstarter edition was a bit more expensive because it is a lower print run. But yeah, I think it's really cool. The foil turned out well. That's what kind of caused the delay in the delivery, was getting the foil right. I know Clover wanted to make sure it looked great. They're all about quality. Next, now this is the really rare one. Okay, we did a full chrome cover on Matt Terrian's. Look at that. Look, it's the sun.
Yeah.
I don't even want to take it out because I don't want to get my fingerprints on it. This was a bit more pricey online. I will have these available at conventions. I'm doing a convention with Matt where he'll be next to me and he can sign it. That'll be at Niagara Falls Comic Con. So anybody that lives in Ontario or New York, come to the Niagara Falls Comic Con, get me and Matt to sign it. Okay, the funny thing about the Kickstarter is we had stretch goals, and our stretch goals were to release issue 2, and we hit that goal, and so issue 2 was released through Kickstarter only. At the end of June, you'll have the direct edition come out, and I'll show you what you get in comic shops. So this is the main cover, also by Nick Patera, like the first one. So this you can still pre-order this. So I highly recommend getting your shop to pre-order this. There's still copies of issue 1 available at the distributors as well. They're not totally sold out. I did hear that Diamond only had 38 copies of issue 1 left. So if they run out, go to Lunar. So this, of course, is the Kickstarter version of the direct edition. I was also fortunate enough to get Chrissy Zulu. I don't know if you're familiar with her at all, Adam.
No.
She does some
She's calling
great.
me right now.
Is it
Chrissy,
her?
I gotta get to know you.
This is a Kickstarter exclusive. We should have some of those available on the next Kickstarter. For every 5, like issue 1, for every 5 of the main cover, you can get the foil, the gold foil variant of, this is Jeff Dixon's cover. So this is the 1 in 5 variant foil. Through Kickstarter, we also had non-foils as well. So if
I
you
think I'm going
ever,
to go order that one because I
you
was going to
got
wait
it.
till one was going to be in my store, but now I see that. I'm like, I think I want that one.
So not many people know about Jeff Dixon. He was a layout artist on Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, a whole bunch of Disney movies back in the 90s. I worked with him in animation up here in Toronto, and he was kind enough to do 4 covers for me. So 3 of which you have not seen. He did a cover for issue 3, 4, and 5, all of which will be available on the next Kickstarter. And then finally, here's Matt Terrian's other portrait cover. This is of the Ghost Sir William. Um, it's really cool because in issue 3, he does another blue cover, and it's of a monster. But then issues 4 and 5, they're red portrait covers of the villains. So you'll have to check that out. And the last thing I want to show off, Adam, is I am probably the first person to have a uh, a graded copy of Armored. This is through CBCS, though. I got this signed by Jay Lee at WonderCon and then immediately walked across to the table across from him, and it was this grading company, and asked them to just, authenticate the signature. And yeah, I have the first graded copy. I want to see if anyone else gets a graded copy of Armored. I'm not a graded. I don't get my comics slabbed, so this was
I know,
new
and
to
I
me.
don't either. If you sign a copy for me, that'll be my first graded comic. You wouldn't dare to sign this Jay Lee cover, and I was just like, you got to sign it. We got to get the Mike Schwartz autograph on there. So you give me one of those, I'll go get it graded.
Let's see if they can authenticate it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's it. That's it for Armored. Uh, anyone that's interested, follow my. You can follow the Wizards account. Wizards is always talking about it, or on Twitter or Instagram, or you can follow me at Mike Schwartz Writes, where I talk endlessly about Armored. But yeah, issue 1, May 15th through Diamond, or May 29th through Lunar.
And the last thing I want to say here is we're talking about covers, we're seeing the art, we're talking about
Yes.
foil.
Oh my God.
It's what's inside, guys. This story, Mike is too modest to say this. These are great stories. His regular artist is fantastic. He does this fantastic watercolor
Look at
style.
this.
Yeah, look at this stuff, guys.
It's
Like,
so the artwork is by Ishmael Hernandez. He's a Spanish artist. He lives in Spain, and he paints every single page. He pencils, inks, and paints it. And Frank Quitely, of All Star Superman, even said Ishmael Hernandez uses colors brilliantly in both modeling and storytelling when he saw this. And we were like, can we use that? And as a blurb, and he let us. He loved the artwork. Everyone has been talking about the artwork. I have to say, it is my favorite part about it. Like, you can't go wrong. Every page is hand painted. It takes him like 2 months to do one single issue.
But once again, Mike Schwartz knows how to write a story, guys. You will be entertained visually, you will be dazzled, but you will be entertained by the characters and the stories and the cliffhangers and everything else that goes. When Mike sent me the first issue as a PDF, I was like, "Do you have any more?" Because I was like, "I need to read the rest of the story. I gotta see what happens next." So I've gotten a sneak peek, but you
You've
guys are gonna want to
you
be buying your issues and get on
you are
board.
you are one of the few people that have read all 5 issues. So
Yeah.
you know how this ends.
I do, and it's so satisfying. It's awesome, guys. So I'm just saying, it's not just about the collectability. It's not just about the artists. It's all about the complete package. So get on board with Armored now. You'll be happy you did. You know, when it becomes a major motion picture, one of these days. But
We're
yes,
talking. I'm talking to a bunch of execs. It's
that's
just a
right.
matter of when. So yeah.
Making those connections, having those meetings. So everybody, thank you again for checking out this video. Tell your local comic shop to order Armored, get all the issues rolling, tell your friends and spread the word. But until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.